Everybody's serious but me. It occurs to me that
I'm Iggy Pop, and this is my life.
Particularly for a person of my generation, my name is really extreme. When I first came out as Iggy Pop, I mean, just my name used to get people violently angry.
I would rather be a real dog.
Iggy Pop est depuis 30 ans un véritable mythe pour quelques centaines de milliers de fans à travers le monde. C'est un survivant des années 70 qui ont vu disparaître Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison.
Hi, I'm Iggy Pop. Welcome to my home. This is my cat.
Dans une carrière à éclipse, ce génial provocateur a incarné, avec son groupe les Stooges, la poésie rock industrielle américaine. Avec David Bowie ou sur les musiques d'Arizona Dream de Costa Rica, il a montré ses talents de crooner. Né au cœur de l'Amérique profonde et puritaine, c'est un enfant de la ville de Détroit, dans le Michigan.
I grew up in a caravan, or what they call a trailer, mobile home, or whatever, in a caravan park. When I went to school and got older, I became aware that other kids lived in houses, that people use the terms trailer trash or something. There was a thing about it, and people would let me know, oh, you know, you're the kid from the trailer, and this is a very typical, normal thing in life. Just makes you want to succeed. It makes you want to basically, it gives you an attitude, a very competitive attitude toward other people, which I have. I don't like to wear it here, but I have that, you know, sort of like, okay, I want to see you under my foot. Yeah. My parents were intelligent people born into the lower middle class. My father is typical of a type of individual in the Western world who's received a good, balanced university education, which means he's been force-fed so much information in 7 years, he has a master's degree, that he never wants to read another book in his fucking life. You lose your curiosity. There was an enormous tension in the 60s because there was a war which many people my age didn't want to go fight. We were in our 20s and we were going, no, I don't want to go. I'm a fag. You know, forget it. I ain't going. I'm a pacifist. Or forget it. You know, them Viet Congs didn't do nothing to me. And then you throw the sauce on top of that of drugs. And you had a cocktail for generational hatred. And there was a real fucking frictional, heavy clash of the generations. She had a TV on me. She had a TV on. She had a TV on me.
13 juin 1970, le festival de Cincinnati est retransmis en direct par NBC. l'Amérique stupéfaite découvre les sons métalliques des Stooges et l'expression de la face cachée du rêve américain, ennui et frustration. Iggy, nouveau phénomène de scène, est âgé tout juste de 23 ans. Tout a démarré dans une rue de Détroit, dans un magasin de disques où travaillait James Osterberg, le futur Iggy Pop.
Many days I would notice some strange boys standing outside on the street, you know, standing around smoking their cigarettes like this, looking around like young idiots, young hoodlums, or with hoodlums, somewhere between hoodlums and idiots, with nothing to do. And I'd see them there all the time. It became apparent to me very quickly on these people were they were social misfits. They didn't fit anywhere in any group. And they had no future and nowhere they could go back, nothing they could go back to or fall on either. They were lost. And this interested me. From the time I proposed this to those guys until we did our first gig, it was almost 2 years. And in the 2 years, my friends all thought, they felt sorry for me. They thought I had lost a promising life and I was just going crazy, trying to be something I wasn't. Finally, what I developed as a ploy was I became drug dealer to the group, and I would procure amounts of marijuana and say, if we have a rehearsal, you get this, you know? And I was pretty much the cook, the maid, the concierge. Yeah, sure. I kept the house keys, pretty much everything for that band. And as it started to develop. It was like that. What they had to give me was the joys of negative existence, which is, and I had a lot of positivism and a lot of, I was always a very ambitious person. And somehow the two things, I think I'd had a repressed anger for a long time that I never expressed. And these people encouraged me, come on, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out.
Since we broke away for our message, Iggy has been in the crowd and out again 3 different times. They seem to be enjoying it, and so does he.
We played the show. I took a lot of LSD, and 2 of them. 2 big orange ones, and we went out and played, and it was intense, and it felt very good. The show, it was, well, it felt good. Things started rolling in a good way, and I felt people were with us.
We seem to have lost him, and we're trying to get a light on him now.
Till the blow, away. I feel alright. I feel alright. Are you
alright? There they are.
One point, I just knew, I guess I probably thought it was Jesus Christ or something. At one point, I just knew that if I walked out there, I was just going to walk right across that crowd, like it was water. That happened. It was a wonderful feeling. And then at some point, once I was out there, sort of in the midst of it, a hand reached up with a jar of peanut butter. I don't know why. To this day, I don't know what that had to do with it, anything. And I started throwing the peanut butter around, and people started laughing and smiling.
That's the peanut butter.
The other thing I remember about that night actually was that was the first night I ever stayed in a Holiday Inn and paid for it with money from my music. And I thought, to me, this was the ne plus ultra. This was the top of the world. You know, I was like, this is great. Look at this. I've got my LSD. I've got my Holiday Inn. I have my band. I'm beautiful. I'm the best, you know. I like what I do. I could live in this room forever, you know, which was probably a curse because that's more or less become the case, although the quality of the hotel has risen.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
How did this song come about?
It started as the first two chords. Like most Stooges songs, we were stoned on our smoke and jamming, and Ron came up with the two chords over and over, which is just this one. Just those two back and forth. And then I was the one who said, I had written poetry in high school and songs in my early bands. I was the one who said, let's take this and do a little more with it, make it into a song. And I used Johnny Cash's I Walk the Line as a model for this. If you could actually hear it, if you listen to I Walk the Line, you got, I keep a close walk on this. Let's see, wait a minute. Yeah, I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. Boom, boom, I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the eyes that bind. Because you're mine, I walk the line. So we used that structure in this song. Then the middle eight is a typical Stones middle eight, because I did use a lot from the Stones. I took a lot from them, yeah. And the Velvets, a lot from the Velvets.
1969, Iggy et les Stooges, inventeurs des rythmes métalliques industriels, débarquent de leur Middle West natal et découvrent le bouillonnement artistique et intellectuel de New York.
Stooges made our first album. It was my first trip to New York or to any big city. I was meeting a lot of people who were unlike anyone I'd ever met. A lot of people who were interested. They were artistic people or cultivated, literary in the sense, kind of like my father was, but they weren't strict like that. They were also more rockin' like me, and this interested me. It was confusing. There weren't people like that in the Midwest. They seemed to be pretty much one way or the other. There was a little arts crowd in the college, but nothing like this. A lot of these people gravitated around Andy Warhol and his art scene, and among them, I got to know Nico.
Le Velvet Underground comprenait alors la chanteuse Nico, Lou Reed et un touche-à-tout génial, John Cale. Impressionné par les Stooges en concert, ce dernier s'est mis en tête de leur faire enregistrer en 1969 leur premier album.
And John wore a big cape like Dracula, great big hooded cape, black velvet with pink velour inside, and he brought this chick Nico up with him. So the two of them would sit there like was kind of like the Addams Family. It just hadn't come. It was like Mr. and Mrs. Monster or something, and they would sit there, and she would sit there knitting, and going, yeah, this is good. It's better than the Velvet.
Now I wanna be your dog. Now I wanna be your dog. Now I wanna be your dog.
No song was under 8 minutes, and the company got it and went, we can't release this. There's not enough songs. They're too long, and nothing's happening. So we just lied, and we said, we have more songs. Book us more time, and we wrote 3 or 4 songs real fast in the Chelsea Hotel.
Iggy, can we talk about Nico? I think you were quite close. Nico, la chanteuse Nico, qui est morte cet été.
She taught me the first time I ever had a Beaujolais. That was from Nico. Before that, I just had like Ripple, you know this. Yeah.
Iggy, la première fois où il a bu du Beaujolais, c'est Nico, la chanteuse du Velvet Underground, qui l'avait branché.
And she taught me how to eat pussy. You know?
Et elle lui a également appris à lui faire des gâteries avec sa langue.
She said one day, there is something very nice you could do for me, would make me feel very good. You know?
Un jour, elle lui a dit, tu pourrais faire quelque chose pour moi qui me ferait vraiment plaisir.
So she showed me about that, which was a good thing to learn.
Et elle lui a expliqué, c'était une bonne chose à savoir.
You know, a young smart-ass rock singer trying to make an impression in New York City, hanging out with a very lost girl, a very lost and fragile personality, who was basically, I think she was probably on the rebound from, she didn't really have any relations with the Velvet Underground anymore. She wasn't a top model anymore. She was just kind of floating around. And I think there'd been an affair with this one, with that one, with whatever musicians, and I happened in there, and in my way, I loved her in my way. I had a great admiration for her, and not a long period of time that I spent together with her, maybe a month. I don't know, but it was important for me, and there's something about her presence that kept me constantly edgy, and I had some of my most dangerous and some pretty nasty shows, and a couple of them were stopped by the police when we were working in Michigan. She was coming with me to the shows. I didn't know what that was, whether I was trying to impress her or some influence. I'm not sure.
Après la séparation d'avec Nico, Iggy provoque toujours plus la foule, se mutile sur scène et accumule les scandales. Devenus la terreur des organisateurs de tournées, les Stooges sont bientôt interdits de concert aux États-Unis. Avant, ils vont créer le matériel extraordinaire des 2 albums mythiques Fun House et Raw Power.
At that time, I had experienced harder drugs, and heroin and coke and all that, and those, I don't know that those really, any of that influences anything, but the music does have a harder edge to it, and it's no longer hypnotic music. It's more just grabs you and punches you around a little bit, but it's also really precise. It's very, very precise music, and it's really well written.
I'm a street-walking cheetah with a hide full of napalm. I'm a runaway son of the nuclear A-bomb. I am the world's forgotten boy, the one who searches and destroys. Honey, gotta help me, please. Somebody gotta save my soul. Baby, detonate for me. Ow!
Raw Power particularly basically puts forth the proposition that a dangerous proposition that if you want to make some powerful art, it will be necessary to abandon healthy, sensible, human living with its attendant kindness and rituals. No, to make a fucking mess and fuck everything up. You know, that's what you're gonna need to do. I knew by the time we were halfway done, even before we went in to record it, I knew it was gonna finish my career commercially. I knew it was gonna wreck my career, wreck my life, that I would be ostracized, abandoned, it was gonna go nowhere. But at that point, I didn't give a fuck. I'm going full ahead, we're gonna make this thing. So, and I did, and that's exactly what happened. The thing was deep sixed. It was available 6 months after its release in 1973. You could bought it for 39 cents.
Drogue, alcool, violence. Le groupe va se dissoudre dans tous les excès. Le bassiste Dave Alexander y laissera sa peau et Iggy, au fond du trou, se retrouve en hôpital psychiatrique.
I had a few bad years, and I'd had a tie-up. I had an unfortunate tie-up with the manager that I'd had at the time, and really also I felt that I'd hit pretty much, you know, aside from, okay, yeah, I had no money, my health was shaky, I had the drug habits, a very bad reputation in LA, which is a bad place to have a bad reputation because they're all very, you know, worried about what other people think of them. But to top it all off, I knew inside, which is much more important, I knew pretty much I'd shot my shot as far as hard rock had gone. There really wasn't anything more for me to do.
David Bowie avait mixé Raw Power. Mis au courant de la déchéance d'Iggy, il décide de se porter à son secours. Il lui était redevable de l'utilisation de l'image d'Iggy dans la création de son personnage, Ziggy Stardust.
To me, they represented the wild side of existentialist America. And of course, being a sort of a real nutcase about America and American music, that was everything that I thought we should have in England. And I didn't know if we had it in England or not. So at that time, one was borrowing heavily from the American influence.
They stuck with me when I was screwing up, when I was a jerk, you know, when I couldn't put out consistent product, when I couldn't talk 3 words in a row without falling down. When I wasn't doing good shows, they stuck with me, and some personal friends did too, especially David Bowie, and my mother and father. Yeah, things like that, you know. The only reason I'm doing this is to get my face on more screens, to get my name in more papers and more print, and to expand my fame.
David Bowie et Iggy Pop deviennent inséparables. David se fait accompagner par Iggy en tournée. Il va remettre en scène un Iggy dont les maisons de disques américaines ne veulent plus entendre parler. En France ou à Berlin, Iggy retrouve son inspiration de poète rock et Bowie expérimente de nouvelles formes musicales. C'est une collaboration qui va donner des titres comme Lust for Life et China Girl.
That's where David Bowie came in, and the next 2 albums I made, and really. It was key for me, you know, to have somebody in a. I'd always collaborated up till that point, pretty much. I wrote some things myself, but I needed a good collaborator and somebody who was willing to experiment. And I think that worked out very well for me. And then The Idiot was totally different. You know, it was a very sounded like somebody on manic depressive drugs or something, but. It was the right move for me to make, and I understood that. lot of the songs on The Idiot and the lyrics, Fun Time particularly, and the song Night Clubbing, really describe the things I would do together at night with David Bowie, because we were hanging out, so we'd go out a lot, you know, and hey man, come on, let's go to this club and do this and do that and do the silly things that people do in the night. You know, all the things people do, posing, pretending, imagining, and getting wrecked, you know, socializing. And so that's what that's about. In Fun Time, it's actually written as a plural, where I say, hey baby, we like your lips, you know, which is kind of more scary that way.
Night clubbing, we're night clubbing. What's happening? Night clubbing, we're night clubbing. We're an ice machine.
I was very alienated from people, and I think personally, I think I'm still that way, on and off. I've learned I can come and go, but I'm still kind of a fringe figure. I'm not the life of the party. I'm not the person you're going to find in the middle of the social event. I'll be more on the edge, or maybe not there, you know. And then sometimes I can switch hit, and I go and I really enjoy people. But yeah, I have trouble connecting.
C'est la première fois qu'on le voit à la télévision. On le verra demain pour un concert exceptionnel au pavillon de Paris. Vous le voyez ici dans un extrait d'un spectacle qu'il donnait il y a de cela quelque temps à Amsterdam. Et je voudrais tout de suite qu'il rentre sur ce plateau. Le voici. Et c'est Iggy Pop. Oui, bonjour. Ah, là je crois que... Vous savez que c'est interdit d'allumer quelque chose sur le plateau.
Bonjour Yves.
Ça va?
Ça va bien.
Oui. Vous venez d'où là? Vous venez d'Amsterdam? Nous avons vu un extrait du show à Amsterdam.
Ich nicht verstehen, ne? So gut. Kannst du sprechen langsam, eh?
Yeah. What do you think the more important in your life? Qu'est-ce que vous pensez de plus important dans votre vie?
My son, Eric. And
votre fils, Eric.
And my mother, Luella.
Oui.
And my father, James Osterberg Sr.
Oui. Mon père, ma mère.
That's me.
Oui, ça c'est vous. Why you take off your shirt?
Well, may I show you?
Yeah.
I show you.
That's important to be
well, I'll
naked.
show you what is important. Will you please?
Ah, vous voulez que je vous dégrafe? Voilà, oui. C'est pas très facile. Ah, pardon, excusez-moi. Effectivement, je ne réagis pas toujours bien lorsque mes invités me demandent de faire quelque chose. Ah, c'est une question de musculature, en somme.
Joli, non?
Ah, c'est très beau. Vous voulez le renfiler? C'est votre premier séjour en France? It's your first day in France?
My first day of this trip. However, I've spent a great deal of time in France, and I have many wonderful friends here.
Oui, j'ai beaucoup d'amis merveilleux en France. And your friend David Bowie is not here? Votre ami David Bowie n'est pas là?
David, I saw, this is my first European tour, and my first tour I've ever done without David.
C'est la première fois que je fais une tournée sans David.
He is currently working on another film.
Il travaille sur un autre film.
However, on 4 days ago, when I played my concert in Berlin, Germany.
Oui, quand j'ai donné un concert à Berlin.
I looked down into the audience.
J'ai regardé dans le public.
Very small man going, so excited, jumping up and down.
Yeah?
This was David.
Ah, et j'ai vu un petit homme dans la foule qui faisait comme ça, et c'était David Bowie.
But he did not tell me that he was going to be present. Because he wanted to surprise me.
Ah oui, il ne vous avait pas dit qu'il viendrait. Oui, c'est ça, remettez votre chemise. Il ne vous avait pas dit qu'il reviendrait parce que il voulait simplement vous réserver la surprise.
This is punk rock, and its purpose, one observer says, is to promote violence, sex and destruction in that order.
1977, la vague punk déferle sur l'Angleterre. Iggy voit ses disques ressortir estampillés du label punk. Baptisé par la presse parrain du punk, Iggy occupe à nouveau le devant de la scène.
Punk was a term which was coined in a Rolling Stone review of my first album. And they said, these guys must be a bunch of punks cruising for burgers. Obviously, the lead singer has a 400-word vocabulary. Because I was very successful in hiding the extent of my social range. That's what I wanted to do. There was a guy named Soupy Sales who was a big influence in my life, because when I was little, he was on lunchtime child TV in Detroit, and he always said, send in your letters, but make them 25 words or less. And I thought, when I started writing songs, I thought, that's a great tip. So I always tried to put less than 25 words in any given song. And my original songs, you can count the words, and there will never be more than 25. Like, no fun, my babe, no fun. See, repeat the 2 words, so you're still only 4 words. No fun, my babe, no fun. Now there you've got half the verse, you've only used up 4 words.
No fun, my babe, no
Listen. Well, now I'm worth $1 million in prizes. With my torture film, I drive a GTO. I wear a uniform, all out of government law. I'm worth $1 million in prizes. I'm through with sleeping on the sidewalk. No more. With a liquor and drugs. Just a modern guy. Of course I had in the that's whole life.
You took Iggy Pop to Berlin to make his record.
I think, yes, I think it's a very good therapeutic city for an artist to go to.
I wanted to
come back to not the punk street level, but a real street level where you have to go and do things for yourself, where nobody will take any notice of you. I was totally anonymous in Berlin.
Oh, I could escape this feeling with my China girl. I'm just a wreck without my little China girl. I hear her heart beating loud as thunder. Saw the stars crashing. I'm a mess without my little China girl. Wake up in the morning, where's my little China girl? I hear hearts beating loud as thunder. I saw the stars crashing down.
7 ans après l'interprétation par Iggy, China Girl, dont le clip est primé aux Video Awards, est devenu un hit mondial.
I'm really pleased to accept this award for David, and never thought this would become a video, and I recorded it first in 1977.
Les royalties du tube de David Bowie vont mettre désormais Iggy Pop, qui n'a jamais eu d'argent, à l'abri des contingences financières. David Bowie et Iggy Pop vont continuer leur collaboration sur quelques titres, mais désormais leurs chemins divergent. De 1977 à 1986, une troisième période, de nouvelles expériences musicales et 5 nouveaux albums. Malgré des passages à vide, des rechutes dans l'ado, Iggy rebondit et semble increvable. Bien qu'il soit le plus souvent sur les routes entre 2 concerts et quelques plateaux de cinéma, il prend en 1983 le temps de se marier avec une jeune japonaise, Sushi. Iggy, en frôlant la quarantaine, joue toujours le même personnage sur scène, mais se dégage lentement de ses démons de jeunesse, se cultive et met un peu d'ordre dans sa vie.
Who's Iggy Pop in 1986?
Well, here he is. Same guy, just sober.
Sober?
Sober, real sober, yeah.
Did you have to sober up?
Sure, yeah. I was running out of gas.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me, what was happening?
Well, just getting bored doing the same old stuff, you know, fucking the same old girls and taking the same old drugs. So I got tired of it and just, I thought, well, why am I really in this in the first place? And the reason I was really in it was to try to create a type of music that could explode me like a rocket out of the type of life that was planned for me as a sort of an American middle-class person.
You're a danger, little stranger, and I'll feel you will feel.
What did you do during all these years of silence?
Well, I cleaned up around the house. I went to the store and bought my own vegetables, selected my own fish, helped my wife with the cooking, learned how to try to get along with the landlady. I learned how to do things legally instead of illegally, drive the car but with a license, go to the bank but with a bank account, things like that. Learned how to be sober and how to work straight. The show I do tonight will be the first show I've ever done in Europe without being on drugs or alcohol.
That's a premiere, right?
That's a premiere in a way, yes. Yeah.
I'm from Detroit, below the reveille, death or narco, that's me. Little old me, who will embrace me. Try to can't read, blah, blah, blah. I can't say, blah, blah, blah. Tonight white, guns all night, blah, blah, blah.
Why the title, blah, blah, blah?
It just refers, it's like a way of saying that I disrespect the things that the media and the world in general are saying to me. It's like, it's a very polite way of saying fuck you. But really polite. I started working topless right from the beginning of when I was singing. And I got the idea from sitting in the library, the University of Michigan, looking through old books, thinking of ideas for my band. And I came across old pictures of the Egyptian pharaohs. And I thought it looked cool, and they were all topless. Pharaohs never wore shirts. I don't know why. Maybe it was hot. And for a while I thought about wearing one of those loincloths too, but then that was just too silly. So I stuck with the other idea. It was just something a little different. I was wearing ripped jeans too before anybody did that. And I got that idea from P.J. Proby particularly, or rhythm and blues singers used to rip their jeans or let their pants rip during the show to excite the audience. Oh, his jeans are ripped. But I think I was the first to just go out with them already ripped. Just walk out, they're ripped already. Fuck it, you know. Sometimes I want a lot out of life, and I want a lot out of an audience. Sometimes there have been times when I felt I'm putting out a lot and I don't feel it, when I want more to come back. Yeah, I've dropped my drawers and just gone naked. And just said, okay, what do you think of that?
damn 2-bit top 50 dog. Man. You're a fucking dog, and I'm a dog. I'm a dog that never dies. I'm a dog that never dies, baby. Never dies. Never.
And there's really not much more or less to it than that. I've never felt it was it's a gesture on that level and has absolutely no sexual or psycho connotation whatsoever. It's more just like, okay, this is as far as we go. Where to now? And so that's that.
Why don't you kiss my blood? Yeah. A kiss of blood.
In as much as I don't think anybody really knows to the answer to who they are. I think that's why if everybody did, there'd probably be no singing, no dancing, no eating, no wine. There'd be probably no fucking, no making love, probably no joy to life. Because I think this is why people do these things, and I think I'm the same as everybody else in that I do a lot of what I do. The work is for me to find out who the fuck I am.
Hey, you fucking guys. Yes, there is a mountain of trash covering the whole world. And that trash comes from America. And if America is a giant hamburger, I am the bun on that hamburger. I don't always want to have to think about AIDS, no health insurance, no fucking money, no education. Well, fuck it. 'Cause right now, I'm gonna sing my song. Life after Bush and Gorbachev. The wall is down, but something is lost. Turn on the news, it looks like a movie. It makes me wanna sing Louie, 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 Louie. Whoa, baby, I gotta go now.
And after about 30 years of working on it, it's gotten to the point where I really like the name. And a lot of people like it too, and I like hearing it. It used to be very similar to being black in America. It was a heavy motherfucking lick, and there are older people in my peer group, some of the older musicians and stuff, who don't like to, we ain't calling you Iggy, we'll call you Jim. No, fuck you, call me Iggy, because I earned it. And I'm really proud of the work I've done under that name. I'm happy to see it accepted after a long time. So So I guess that's what I'd have to say about that. You know, it used to be a very disreputable moniker, baby. As far as in the old, you know, the old, well, when are you Iggy and when are you Osterberg and well, you know, that's like anybody else. These things switch on and off all the time. We have many names. When I go to the bank, very definitely Osterberg, but the guy that makes the money is Iggy. So.
Do you feel complete now?
Yeah, sure. Well, I feel complete, completely fucked up, yeah. Yeah, completely fucked up, yeah.
Jesus, this is Iggy.
There's talk,
And I don't want to talk. Oh, mama,
I shot myself down.
oh, mama, I shot myself down.